Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Dini here for Superpower Review, and welcome back to my channel. On today's live stream, today is Saturday, so that means it is What's That Comic Book? What is it? I want to know what it is as well. This is the new comic community live stream where I bring on really cool guests from the comic book community, and we just hang out. We randomly pull comic books out of our collection, and we try to describe that comic book as best as we can, why it's memorable to us, and why it's also in our comic book collection. Guys, I have a fantastic set of guests today, and I'm super excited for today's show. This show is just going to be blowing people's minds today, okay? I know that we have like at least two guys who are guests today who are just going to be showing off slabs. So today is going to be straight fire. Guys, if you are not haven't liked this video yet, please do so. Like I said, today's show is going to be amazing. Comment some feedback in the comment section down below, and if you're new here to the channel, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. And I'm gonna be telling you guys a little bit more about the channel, but first I want to introduce some of my guests. Today we have a returning guest, and we have a couple of first appearances on the channel, so I'm really excited about that as well. But we have returning guest DJ Linx. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, Kev? Thanks for having me back on the channel. I'm super excited to be here. I'm excited to show off some of my slabs. What's going on, chat?
What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it, and it's always a pleasure to have you coming on the channel. So I'm really excited because you're one of the guests that's going to be showing nothing but slabs today.
That's all I have, a box of slabs, unless you want to see a couple of issues of Venom from last month.
Ooh, maybe I will. I don't know. I mean, slabs, any kind of book I'm cool with. So thank you so much for joining, man. We also have Otto from 3 Men in the Basement in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here. Superpower Review. I feel like this is like the Super Friends. You know what I mean? Like this is Saturday, the Super Friends, Superpower, Super Friends, man. I'm just happy to be here with all you guys for the first time. I'm pretty excited, man. Thank you. Great way to spend Saturday afternoon.
For sure. It's like I said, we're just nerding out. It's that great opportunity to see what other people collect and why do they collect certain books that they have in their comic book collection. So that's all it is, hanging out and seeing other people's books. So next, first appearance on the channel, we have Chris from the Vancouver Comic Book Junkie. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. Things are good. I'm just super happy to be here.
Yeah, as we all are. So, guys, thank you yet again for taking time out of your Saturdays to come hang out and be on the channel. And like I said, I'm super excited to have a couple of first appearances here on the channel as well. So, guys, I just want to take a minute here to talk about my giveaway for a second, and then we can get into today's show. We can start fingering some boxes. That was so totally said right.
Phrasing.
Phrasing. That was a good show, right? So guys, I just want to talk about my giveaway real quick. As you all know, maybe you don't know, I'm giving away a Spawn #1 CGC graded at a 9.4 right now. The giveaway is live and hot. There is a link to that giveaway in this video's description down below where you can enter. And then also in my giveaway, I said if you guys got my friend Jason Parker to 1,000 comics the day I put out the video, I would throw in 4 comic books, and I have. So here are the ones I'm going to be putting in the giveaway. We have Batman Black and White 1,
nice,
2, 3, and 4. All right, so those are the books that you can expect. And just want to put it out there. If today's live stream, okay, reaches 30 viewers at any point in time, I'll give away an additional 4 books. All right,
let's do it.
All right, so, and these books are pretty special, okay, because I drew on them. So here we have a Batman, Bane of the Demon with a Bane remark on there, signed by me. We got 2, 3, and we got 4 with the Batman remark. So like I said, if today's live stream reaches 30 viewers at any point in time, I'm going to be adding this into the giveaway. All right?
That's so
sweet. Cool. With that being said, let's get into it. So, DJ, you want to start us off, buddy? Let's go.
Yeah, man. So the way that I'm going to do it, I have my box of slabs down here. Just tell me when to stop.
Oh, stop.
Stop. Here we go. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. So we got Spider-Man #1, CGC graded at a 9.4, the Miles Morales hip hop variant. So this is special to me, man. So I just started collecting comic books again in April. And then when I found out about all the stuff that I missed, I just wanted to dive right in and just buy everything, which I'm kind of doing. So these hip hop covers, and you know, DJ Linx, I was a DJ before the whole world came crashing down. When I found out about these hip hop covers, I just went ham and I got like a couple of them, and then I sent them off to CGC. This homage to Nas Illmatic, that's one of the best albums. I'm not gonna say best hip hop albums. It's just one of the best albums, period, of all time. And I just needed to have this. So this is pretty special to me. The story behind that, I got it off of eBay raw, and then I sent it off to CGC. But the guy that sent it to me, he was like 9A candidate, this and that, blah blah. He sent it to me in a flimsy envelope with cardboard in the front and the back. The cardboard was smaller than the actual book. So I unboxed this live on my channel, the raw, and I flipped out on the unboxing. I was just like, dude, what are you doing? I was so pissed off. But
I would be too.
Yeah, but this is a super special book to me. And it
Did
has
you look at that compared to the pictures when you saw it on eBay? Like after the fact, did you like go on eBay and see if it was any dinged up compared, or you know?
No, so I was so pissed I didn't even go back.
You didn't want to know, forget it. Like that's it.
Yeah, I didn't message him, nothing. I was just so mad, and I was just like, like most of the trauma in my life, let me just store it in the back of my brain and never revisit it again.
That's it, right? Just I get it, man. I dig it.
Now, is that book hard to get in a 9.8 because of the black cover?
Yeah, I think all the hip hop books are hard to get in a 9.8 because of the black cover. So I got a couple, and none of them are 9.8 because of that. And then you look at them, and they look amazing, but they're not 9.8s.
Yeah, makes sense.
Did you send those in yourself?
Yeah. So I got a total of 5 that I bought raw, and I sent them all in myself. So this one, I knew it wasn't going to get a 9.8 off rip because of, you know, it had a corner bend from the packaging.
Yeah.
Like, who packages and sends books?
That's
like
awful. But you know what, though? See, this is what I think, though. Even though it's a 9.4, not even though it's a 9.4, I don't mean it that way, but as a 9.4 in that display case, man, it's a great way to display the book.
Yeah,
it's reserved. It's there. You know what it is. It's got the write up, and you know, I believe, and I say this a lot, though. You know, these covers. That's a great cover of Illmatic and Miles, and you can display it, man. You put up like you got all the displays, man. I see it. You know what I mean? It's a great display, dude.
So for me, and then we'll talk about that more as I pull out more slabs. The grades aren't really that important. If it's a modern book, I'm happy with a 9.0 and above. If it's like an old school book, low grade is better than no grade, baby.
That's right.
Shout out to Jeremy Q.
There's also like 2 different types of collecting these days. It seems to be separating for modern books. It's like 9.8 or everything else.
Yeah,
and it's like such a difference now. And I'm cool with both personally.
Yeah,
sure. Just want to say hey to some of the people in the chat. We got BX Boxer, what's going on? We got Roger Levesque. How you doing, man? From 3 Men in the Basement.
There you go. Nice.
I said that right, Otto?
No, it's okay. You said it the exact wrong way, but that's okay.
Oh no! I'll just go away now.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll let him I'll let him put it out there, but that's okay. No.
We got Emerald Knight 041. How you doing, man? We got Dale Suspense, and let's see. We got Newbie Comics. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining.
Newbie.
Haven't seen you in a while. We got Spider Guy Comics. How you doing, man? My buddy James over at MJ Comics. What's up, man? And we have Remy Q Studios, who also sent in a super chat early, even before the show even went on. So thank you, man. So thank you so much for doing that. And guys, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it on this Saturday. All right, Otto, let's see it, man.
All right. So these grades are, other than one, these grades are going to be about the same because I was going through my collection, and this is a grade that like stands out for me for my Silver Age books. So I was going to do I'm going to do a video based on this. So that's why the guy's like, why are you all pulling out the same number for all these books? But I put them right down here. Let me see. I'll go with, let's see, this one right here. All right. Oh, this is a great. I'm gonna, after everything, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is a good book. I mean, these are all good books. I mean, all books are good, you know. But like, I have it in my collection because this is fun because this is a book that I think is very undervalued and very underappreciated. This is Tales of Suspense 54. Wow. This is the second appearance of the Mandarin, right? And I'm gonna leave it right over here. Ooh. So when it comes to the Mandarin, I think obviously in Iron Man 3 he was done poorly. You know, with the Shang-Chi movie, I think it's going to be great. I think he's just a great character overall. Yeah. He came out in Tales of Suspense 50, which I don't have as a 5.0 because this book, for some reason, it being a 50 and an anniversary issue, it's kind of hard to find, and at the 50 level. So, but that's the grade that I can afford in this book. Like an 8.5, 7.5 is well over $1,000. A 5.0 is a solid number. So I picked this up beforehand to then say, okay, now I have to look for the 50, and I'm going to find it eventually. I'm just trying to stay off eBay right now. I'm trying to use like short box or other types of things because I'm just getting killed, and I'm so pissed at eBay right now. But what's really neat about this is the royalty that comes with this. So this is a Stan Lee and Larry Lieber story, right? So Stan and his brother, Don Heck, Larry Lieber, Dick Ayers, and Jack Kirby on the cover. So Kirby probably did the pencils, Ayers did the ink. It's just a cool cover. Iron Man getting blasted. The man.
I was just gonna say that. You know, Iron Man just getting blasted
by one of the rings. They're both on the cover. They're in some kind of like it looks like they're outside somewhere in a castle, but it's also got a Watcher story. I do have this. Like I bought this raw. It's got like a chunk taken out, but it's a fun read. It's very wordy, but it says, "Wait till you see Iron Man's new protective head mask." Like, you better be wearing it to take that shot. Right. And then old Bullethead seems to change his iron mask. This is great. Like, you could never say this right now. Ready? Old Bullethead seems to change his hair masks as often as a glamour girl changes her hairdos. But this one is a doozy, right? Like, talk about language from the 60s, man. Or what is this? Is probably 60. Yeah, this is 64.
Wow.
So just a fun book, good grade, you know, something to have in the collection. So when I get to 50, it'll be all, there's lots of fives. See, guys, that's my autistic brain right there. Fives, 5.0, 5.0, and 50 and 54. So get the 4 out of there. So yeah, awesome book. So thank you, guys.
That's a real. So you mentioned Shortbox. I just found out about Shortbox about a week ago, to be honest. And I think it's kind of funny because it's such a great app, and nobody in the community is talking about it.
Right. Well, you know, it's an app, and that's why people are like, "What do you use an app to buy comics?" You know, which is kind of weird, but it's also for selling too. And they just upgraded the app itself, and you have a best offer. You can take best offers. You see what people are asking. They actually categorize it now, where on Fridays, one of their categories is first appearance Friday. So if you click that, it aggregates all the first appearances in their database, and you can just scroll through that. Yeah, and then you can scroll through like Silver Age stuff, and it's really cool. And as a shameless plug, just so you guys know, for their for our 2,500 subscriber giveaway, they gave us a $100 coupon to use on their app.
Very cool.
So if you're not subscribed to 3 Men in the Basement, go over there, fill that out. Obviously, after this, if you subscribe to everybody else, and win cool stuff, man. So pretty neat. So yeah, Shortbox is fun though. It's one of those things you can just get lost in. Just thumb up, and see. And what's really neat is I've been watching it and using it pretty often. I think the prices are very fair, and the books don't last long.
No,
the books don't last long.
I haven't bought anything off of there yet, but I definitely want to cross that off of my to-do list and my bucket list to buy something off of Shortbox.
Yeah, that's right.
There's some really great books on there. I just want to highlight MJ Comics for the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Send a super sticker, and it says, my daughter Maisie made me send the unicorn. We like those unicorns, man. Thank you. Thank you. This is Otto, do you know if they send to in Canada?
Canada? That's a great question. I think it's if you go on the app right away. Do you know, Chris?
Certain books do. I have a friend who bought some stuff recently.
I think it depends on the seller.
Yeah, I think it depends on the seller as well. So we have a big issue with that. A lot of people just won't sell anything to us Canadians. I think it's because you have horrific shipping to us. Like, or it's really expensive or something.
It's really expensive, and there's a really high risk because of the border. Like sometimes, like once it gets over the border, like Canada will just like tear it up, open the box, and see what's inside. I've heard a horror story where someone sent out a slab, and they took the book out of the slab to make sure there was nothing inside.
Yeah, they cracked the slab. Yeah.
No, I've heard all these horror stories.
Holy crap.
A lot of people can admit to this. I buy a lot of books, and
no way, I don't believe it.
And so I get quite a few packages from the States, and I've never had any issues really, outside of like it being a little slow lately in the last 6 months. So I'm just defending Canada a little bit. Yeah, my country.
All right, we're gonna move on to Vancouver Comic Junkie, but before we do, I want to remind the people in the chat, guys, please be sure to subscribe to my guests' channels. You can find a link to their channels in this video's description down below. All right, man, what do you got, Chris?
Oh, hey. So I got a big stack over here and over here. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna grab the biggest one first.
Wow, I guess
Captain
we're doing
Britain.
slabs. I guess we're all doing a round of slabs.
Captain Britain #1. It's kind of like it's like a paper.
It is. It's very thin. Yeah,
it's very thin. It's like something you'd find in a paper. But it comes with a mask. And I looked into the history of this. So years ago, Doug Salupa, out of Winnipeg, he's like one of the biggest dealers of comics since the '60s. He brought these into North America, and I guess he took the rubber bands out of the masks and I guess if you didn't do that, the books would rot. Like literally, there'd be rot inside there. And so, if you do have a higher grade copy, it probably came from him. Which I thought was kind of cool. But anyway, this is a really cool book. It's the official first appearance of Captain Britain, who we all know from Excalibur fame. So there's, I think, Marvel Team Up 65 is his first U.S. comic appearance, which is a great book, and I just got one recently. I love it too. But if you really want his first appearance, this is the one to get. And this is an odd book price-wise because it can go for like ridiculous amounts of money, but also on occasion you can get it for a smoking deal.
Right, and that has a mask in it, obviously, with the blue label.
It does, yeah. You have one of these too, don't you?
I do. Yep, absolutely. So I'd love to hear this story again because that makes a lot of sense because mine's in decent grade too. So
yeah. Basically, he brought them in. He was the only guy who brought them in. Anyone who didn't do that, again, it would have like a black rot inside. Yeah, and I guess the dust would ruin it, and they just don't go above like a 7.0. So
you got Steranko in there. You got Chris Claremont.
Oh yeah. I guess so. Yeah, I haven't even looked at.
No, because I had them both sign it. I met him at Terrificon. I had him sign that.
Are you kidding me? Really?
No, I did. Yeah, absolutely. Because I like Claremont and Steranko. He's only done so many books, but whenever you get a chance to meet him, it's always great. But the mask was very important because I had one that didn't have the mask, and it came back with the green label.
Did you get these raw and send them in?
No.
yourself?
So my story with that book is I had it at an 8.5. And it was an older label, and I knew it was never cracked or pressed, so I sent it off to Erod, 212 from NY Warriors. Yeah. And he did a great job. And then I had Steranko and Claremont sign it at Terrificon, and it came back like a 9.2 or 9.4.
Wow.
But he said exactly what you said, though. That's like a newspaper. That's not like true comic book paper at the time.
Yeah.
It was very thin, and he worked on it pretty good. So shout out to Erod, and just a cool book. And it took forever to get back, right? Because it's a magazine size.
Oh yeah. Well, I actually bought these off. I don't know if you know Greggy on the CGC boards. He's kind of a famous poster there. He apparently got a bunch of these. Like he had a couple 9.8s as well. So I was cheap and bought the cheaper one, but I still think a 9.6 is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with 9.6.
For sure. I just want to say too, because you guys mentioned the paper quality. Like for the people who don't know, it's like one step above like tissue paper.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's amazing that any of them are in any good. Like you could read them even. They're kind of garbage.
So you mentioned Terrific Con, man. I know all the cons being canceled and whatnot. I don't really per se miss too many cons, but that's the one I miss right there. Terrific Con is like a real comic con. Like it's made for comic book fans. It's not like a pop culture comic con. You know what I mean?
Like Rhode Island.
Like Rhode Island. It's exactly. But no, Terrific Con is a really well put together show.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're doing a round of slabs here. Everyone's throwing out slabs. My turn to pull out a slab. So again, wifey picked these out. I don't know how well she did. She usually does a pretty top-notch job. What do we got here? Ooh. I think she literally just picked out whatever like all the newer stuff is. So here we have a Daredevil.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh. We have a Daredevil 131, the first appearance of the new Bullseye. You want to learn a fun fact about this book is that when I saw the label that said origin and first appearance of the new Bullseye, I was like, what does that mean? I have why does it say new Bullseye? I never knew that there was a Bullseye appearance in a Nick Fury book. Had no clue.
Really?
Yeah, it's issue 15. It's issue 15. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had no clue about that, and I was like, "Why does it say that?" And someone in the community actually schooled me on that and educated me about it. I was like, "Wow, I had no clue about that. That's pretty cool."
So there was a different Bullseye villain. Is that what I'm educating? That's what I'm learning today. Really?
That's what you're learning today,
Wow,
Otto.
look at that, man. Look at that.
The only reason I know that is years ago when the first Daredevil movie came out, I'm like, I'm gonna be real smart and buy a bunch of these ones because no one knows about it, and then it totally went nowhere. And so I had like 6 of them for a while. Yeah,
But that Bullseye, he made his appearance in that 15, and he also died in the same issue, right?
I
I
think
think
he
so.
did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one and done. So they wasted a great name like Bullseye on one and done.
And
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then somebody
get outta
kind
here.
of revived him. Yeah, with the
Yeah, whoever
coolest.
the editor was, goddamn.
Why would you do that? No,
You're
he's
gonna give such a great name to a villain, and then you're gonna whack him in the first issue, his first appearance.
I almost want to rewatch Daredevil because it's number one. It's a great show. It's one of the best Netflix shows, in my opinion. I want to watch the 3rd season, go back to that first time where Daredevil and Bullseye fight, and I just want to hold my book while I watch it,
Yeah.
like
For sure.
like it's my teddy bear. Like, yeah, go get him, DD.
I love it.
That's funny.
So cool, very cool first round here. We got nothing but slabs here. That was awesome. So guys, again, if you haven't smashed that like button, please do so. And if you guys are watching the rewind, again, smash that like button. Comment in the comment section down below what you thought about today's video, and don't forget to click that subscribe button. All right, so second round, DJ, what are you doing, buddy? What do we got?
I'm gonna continue with the slabs because that's all I have. Tell me when to stop.
Someone tell him
Go
stop.
ahead, stop right there.
Freeze.
I love it. I love it.
Now,
There you go.
everybody, clap your hands.
That's a DJ right there. That's great. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
X-Men #1
Ooh.
from '91. This is the special collector's edition, CGC graded at a 9.8, white pages. And this one is quadruple signed, believe it or not, by Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Stan Lee.
Drop the mic, bro. God
Wow.
damn.
Wow.
So I guess the story behind this, and big major shout out props to my wife. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show, The History of Comics, that premiered on, I think it was AMC like 2 years ago.
Yeah, Kirkman did it. It's great.
Yeah, phenomenal show. So when they were highlighting the Image guys, like Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, and how they started at Marvel and crossed over to Image, I was just like, yo, that's my heyday. That's my favorite book. The Spider-Man 1, all that other stuff. And unbeknownst to me, she went and did her research, and she got this for me for Christmas that year.
That's a wifey right there.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's when I decided to keep it.
Sorry, who are all the people that signed it? Can you say it again?
Yeah, sure. Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Stan Lee, and Scott Williams.
Whoa.
All on the same
God
day.
damn.
2017. So July 2017.
All
How
at
do
the
you
same
turn an
city?
average book into like fire? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Were
Yeah,
they-
so that's the thing. Like these books are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
But quadruple.
No, but that's it,
I've
man.
never
That's
seen
what
a quadruple
You,
sign.
you might have the best copy of that book going right now.
Yeah. DJ, was that signed all on the same day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? So that book handled 4 handlers, right? 4 handlers plus the person plus CGC, and then it came back. And what was the date?
July 22nd, 2017.
So 3 years ago. Okay. So
Yeah, and I mean, there's some stains on the slab from my tears when
Yeah,
I.
right.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, this book
that's
is
the
like,
back.
yeah, it's a
Oh, that was
wraparound.
great.
Yeah.
He did a great Psylocke.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you, this
Oh,
book is like a huge childhood book of mine. Like my brother and I had so many copies of this book, and I still have mine from when I was a kid with my hands down all-time favorite Jim Lee cover, which is the Magneto cover. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I love it.
I love that cover. So like my brother and I both own both of our copies from when we got them off of the shelf when my dad took us to the comic book shop. But that's one nostalgic book to me for sure. And we had so many of those. I think he actually has the full set where they connect together, but I just have the Magneto one.
Yeah.
I looked at a collection about 2 years ago, or maybe a year ago, and there was 9 long boxes of just that book. and it was like every
Really?
cover, and it was like, wow. I almost, I don't know, it's crazy. I kind of wanted to own them, but I didn't know where to put them.
Yeah.
I went to a Collector Fest, I think it was July this year. And they had, one of the vendors had, you buy a book, you get a free X-Men #1. So he had like stacks.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
But I think what you have right there, like by getting them signed by 4 people, you've turned that book into the most
Right.
collectible version of that book
that
you possibly could.
Yes,
because we all have to
absolutely.
agree, it's a super important book. I think
Right.
It really
For
is.
its
And it is a
era,
great cover. It's a great
it's a
cover.
Yeah,
It's a great cover.
Oh.
And then you had everybody, you know, and have Stan touch it. My God.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't even know what value to place on something like this.
Yeah, right. You can't.
I don't know either.
Well, with
yeah.
those all 4, I mean, I've been watching a lot of signatures lately just because I'm starting to get interested in them, and I really haven't bought a lot of them. Man, they're all over the map. You just don't know.
Yeah.
On any book, like it could add $1,000 to certain books,
Right.
but 200 to another. You know, it's so weird.
I think that another signature that's just going to blow up is Roy Thomas's.
Yeah.
I think Roy's signature is going to be. I mean, he was the heir apparent to Stan Lee, you know. And if you want to talk about undervalued signatures, he was the golden boy. That was Stan's golden boy. You know,
Yeah.
he was the Bronze Age, and I think that's very, very undervalued. So, if there's ever cons, God, I hope there's cons. Maybe I'll get to meet him again.
Is Shooter do signatures?
What's that?
Shooter
do
does, yeah,
signatures?
he does signatures. I don't know if anybody else on the panel has seen him, but when I saw him, he signed all my books for free.
Did you realize? I never met Shooter. No.
Yeah, like he just really wants to talk to you. I will mention though, when I did see him, I was so like happy that he was signing books for free, because like, I mean, the guy travels to these cons, like that's just such a huge honor, I think. But he is still really salty about being fired by Marvel. Like that's all.
Really?
That's all he talked about the whole time. Like just
So it's
being
been 40 years.
yeah, and he was just constantly talking about like how Marvel like mistreated him and getting fired, and it's like, man, you gotta
Do you ever read his
carry the
blog?
hatchet. I'm sorry,
You ever read his blog? He had a
no.
blog that was put up about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and it goes through his point of view of all of that right through Valiant. And as much as I dig him, and I think he was a smart guy, he comes across as a lot of whining and a lot of I'm amazing and no one saw it, you know, and a lot of that going on. But it's pretty neat. I mean, a lot of neat stories and stuff. So I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a great story. He started working at Marvel since he was 15, so
Yeah, it's
I mean, that is pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive.
All right, Otto.
CJ, hold on. I want to ask CJ one more question. Have you ever looked that up in the CGC census to see how many there are?
I have not.
Oh my God, you're the if it's the one, dude. It's you. I mean, my God.
Pretty great.
I will do that now.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I'll do that after.
No, go ahead.
Do it now, man.
Yeah, do it now. I want to know.
Yeah, right. You want to know? We just saw like a 1 of 1 right here, man. You know? Like,
Yeah.
All right, let's Otto, what do you got?
all right, let's go.
While he's looking it up, we'll
I'm gonna
see.
go to the bottom right here. I'm gonna go to the bottom of the stack. And I guarantee this is going to be a CGC 5, just so you guys know, because that's what I was working out for the video. Oh, okay. All right. So
That is a 5.
that is a 5 right there. First appearance of John Stewart, Neil Adams, goodness right here. Danny O'Neill, God rest his soul. Jake Giordano. Green Lantern 87, 5.0. There's a great story behind this. So, you know, Chris will know this. Chris, what kind of collector am I?
The best kind.
No. What's the word I use? What's the word I use?
I'm
Linear, right?
Linear. You're totally linear. Yeah.
Linear, right? Right.
Yeah.
So this is linear, and this is where I can. This is what you have to like. This is the way I think. You have to buy what you can afford and afford what you can buy. So this is a 5 of an important Green Lantern, right? So this is a 5.0 of John Stewart. Now, other than the first appearance of, oh my God, the original Hal Jordan, which I don't think I could ever afford as a 5. I could definitely think I could find all of these at a 5.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I started off with this one, because I thought that this one might be one of the most expensive to get. And it was at a great price. I got this off Erod again too. So he gave it to me for a great price. And now I'm going to hunt, I'm going to spend a year, maybe a year and a half trying to get all the lanterns in a 5, whether it's all the different versions and stuff like that. So that was just, a little side part of my collection that I like to do. So white cover, classic John Stewart holding Hal Jordan. And just really cool. And I'd probably say I'm a Jon Stewart fan over a Hal Jordan fan at this point. So just a fun book. So,
I don't know too much about Green Lantern, to be honest.
yeah. Well, I kind of grew up with him with the Super Friends
Yeah.
and Sinestro. Sinestro's one of my favorite villains. So, and one of my guilty pleasures, I will watch the Ryan Reynolds one because I like to see what they did with Sinestro, and I liked Avansur. And I don't know if you hear that trail of things that are just coming down my stairs right now. Those are my 3 kids destroying my hardwood floor.
I thought it was a train. No,
Yeah, no, I really think it is. So yeah, man, just a fun book. Good book to have. 5-0.
It's a smart book too, because Green Lanterns, they're doing a HBO Max series right now.
Yeah,
it's going to be huge, like 25 million an episode.
And
they're going cinematic with it, and I think a lot of people are going to pay attention to those books again. So grab them sooner than later.
Right. Well, I mean, you've got Kilowog. Avansur is in, with the Hal Jordan, but Guy Gardner, those characters they're not, I thought this was one of the more expensive ones to get, so that's why I picked this one up.
Yeah.
First,
well, also too, if you like when I was a kid in the 80s, like those books, like those Neil Adams covers were some of the biggest books sitting on the wall. Like issue 76 was like truly a Bronze Age classic, and I think a lot of people will be ignoring them because everyone's Marvel crazy right now.
Yeah, it is Marvel crazy. And the back looks good too. Presents pretty well.
I mean, I have to say, for a 5.0, that book looks really nice. I mean,
it does. And
I know I'm looking. I know I'm looking at it through StreamYard, but it looks really good.
You know what? And that's one of the so the 5 it presents well. It's good and. I get 2 Green Lantern figures and set it up on the wall. I can ogle over the toys. That's what it's all about for me.
Nice,
so, cool.
DJ, you got us an update on the census?
Unfortunately, I can't find it.
No, okay.
It not exist. You might have the only one.
List of different X-Men's, and for some reason I can't find just the that 91 version of X-Men.
Yeah,
but sorry, I failed you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got that. You got the book right there. That's the hammer.
Because it's the only one. There only can be one.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, what do you got, man?
Okay, this book is not a slab, and also I showed it off to someone else recently. I think I put it on my IG, but I'm just gonna show it anyway because I just got it and I'm really excited about it. It's another Neil Adams cover.
Another Neil Adams.
X-Men 58, and this thing is in smoking nice shape.
Nice.
Like I've been looking for a nice copy of this for years, and it just sort of worked out how I got it through a dealer, Superworld, actually, Ted at Superworld. And this book I think is a great investment too. If you're, and I think low grade, you can get low grades of this for $50, $60, and Havoc is and will be again a big character in the X-Men universe. And I think I think he's going to enter the MCU, and so I would grab this book sooner than later. And I love X-Men books in general, be it Silver Age, Bronze Age, all of that. It's like my favorite line of books, and I've again, like the higher the grade, the better for me on these. I'm not like that with every book, but definitely X-Men. I just love higher grades on these. But anyway, I was super excited to get this and add it to my collection, and it's going to CGC like ASAP.
Love it.
Yeah,
Very
I'm super excited about that.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Remy Q Studios. This is his second super chat that he sent to the show, and thank you so much. And not only is he sending super chats, but he always does such a fantastic job sharing links in the chat. Remy, you are like the MVP buddy. So he's constantly sending out the links on the chat so people can grow and the people can just go out and sub you guys up. Awesome. So Remy, man, thank you for everything that you do, buddy, because you rock, man. Like I said, you're the MVP of the channel right here. All right. So I'll ask the chat, or maybe the panel can let me know what they want to see. But do you guys want to see another slab? Do you want to see something from the Marvel box, DC box, Symbiote box, or the Key box?
Key box.
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
Key box. The box of keys. Well, raw keys.
I got the keys.
I know Newbie said if I showed anything 300 yet, and the answer was no. But maybe you're going to get it right now. It's possible. Where are you? Come on. No, not 300, but it's the next best thing. Hold on. All right. Up here we have a Secret Wars number 1. I'm sorry, number 8 with the Mike Zeck signature right there. Oh, nice and silver. Oh, Oh, looks pretty against that Secret Wars logo. And we also have a remark by Mike Zeck.
Nice.
This Venom, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this thing is super mint too. So I normally don't buy like I normally don't buy SIGs and remarks like raw. I usually try to get them slabs, so I know for sure. But I've been seeing Mike Zeck for years and seeing him sign stuff. It's definitely authentic.
That's his SIG for sure.
Yeah, that's his SIG for sure, and definitely his marks. His remark looks just like his artwork. So, but I picked this up on eBay like the first year I started collecting, and I think I picked this up for like $60. And this thing is like,
really,
yeah,
that color is bright too. That red is popping on that, man.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
and like
that.
I thought about it. I have thought about it, and like now that CBCS does the yellow label thing, where they authenticate signatures with the yellow label now, I have thought about doing that because the red label was definitely putting me off. Like I don't know if I wanted to put a red label on it, but yeah, I definitely thought about doing that. And I would say like if this book went to go get slabbed, I would say at best it would be a 9.6.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Aw, just a 9.6.
Yeah, really.
Oh, that sucks.
No, I would be happy with that, dude. When it comes to signatures and remarks,
Trash.
like
Yeah.
I don't really care about.
Yeah, you know what?
the
If you don't care, I'll just give me the $60. We'll call it even, man. You got your 60, and that's it.
60 your best offer, no.
Yeah.
But no, this is one of it's like my top 5, like one of my favorite comic books in my collection for sure.
That's a great call.
That Mike Zeck signature is just beautiful. He has
Yeah.
one of the best signatures I think out there.
Yeah, Mike Zeck has one of my favorite signatures. I like it. It's very classy. It's nice.
That is.
Cool. All right, moving on. DJ, your turn.
We're gonna keep it rolling. Tell me when to stop.
And stop. And stop. Wait a minute.
So,
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
one of the
Damn.
books that got me into collecting Infinity Gauntlet #1, CGC, rated at a 9.8 signature series, and this one is signed by George Perez. So I got this once I started getting slabs. I went crazy and just bought a whole bunch of them off of eBay. And I thought this was unique. I mean, there's a lot of signatures. I didn't have a George Perez signature in the collection. So I was just like, you know what, let me pick this up. But this is definitely one of my favorite slabs and one of my favorite storylines of all time. Definitely my childhood right here.
That one definitely sticks around with people a lot, especially with the movie. I mean, with the movies came out, I know a lot of people, who weren't familiar with the Marvel like stories. That's like the first trade paperback they went to right away with like, all right, who's this purple guy? Why is he messing up with superheroes? Like, I gotta go read this story. What is it about? So I know that's like, even like today's standards, that's like a huge book where people were like introduce themselves to Marvel.
Yeah, and then I think just Infinity Gauntlet in general. Like I was too young for Secret Wars. So this was my first introduction to a major crossover event within comic books. And I was just like, holy crap. Like going to the comic book store and getting this off the rack and seeing all the heroes and stuff. I was just enamored by it. And Thanos. So it was my first real introduction to Thanos. And I was just like, damn, how can somebody be so evil yet so cool?
Hmm.
He is definitely cool. That is classic. And, the glove, George Perez's glove with Thanos is just such an iconic picture in itself. You know what I mean? It's just really, really cool. Great book, though, man. You were
for sure. Cool. I mean, you're getting high grades on these like really hard books to get in a 9.8 with that black cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, but I didn't send that into CGC. I bought that just like that.
Well, even then.
Yeah, like I didn't know a lot. Like I just dove in like head first into buying slabs, and I was just like, what am I doing after a while? So then I kind of slowed down. That's why I have such a big slab collection and not a big raw book collection. Like all my raw books are from like April, May. So that's why I didn't want to pull out any Venom 29s on this program.
Yeah, funny. I mean, I think it's kind of cool, like kind of crazy too. Like, Thanos was around for years before that, miniseries came out, and people thought he was kind of cool, but he wasn't as big until he hit in the Infinity Gauntlet.
Definitely.
Yeah. He was growing up for me, like, you know, because I'm a couple years older than you, and Chris and I are about the same age. But Thanos was always a second tier villain. It was really the movies that put him over the top. Like I think like the foresight of Kevin Feige to take a villain who was really nobody important. Actually, Stan, this is what I've learned through talking to it's going to be all fake. I don't know, but it's a great story. Stan wasn't a real fan of Thanos at all. It was Roy Thomas who really pushed Thanos over with Stan and said, look, this is a great villain. This is somebody that we should use. Stan told him to beef him up, like give him more muscles and make him look more imposing. And he did. So, and then it was Kevin Feige who just took it over the top with him, you know? So
Thanos is neat because it's one of those books that, like, usually after a villain hits a movie or something like that, the book just takes a shit. It just disappears. But that book's completely, but it's completely an iconic book, much like the Amazing Spider-Man 14 for, you know, Green Goblin. It's fallen into that territory, and it's not cheap. Like you got to spend some real money to get that book still, and I think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah. I just want to remind the chat, guys. We are 3 views away from reaching 30, and if we reach 30 views at any point in time, I'm going to be adding 4 books to the giveaway. And 2 of them are remarked and signed by me. So let's get it there, huh? Let's make it happen. Let's add those books.
In there.
Let's go.
Let's go. Get on this.
Get on it. Jump on it. All right, Otto, it's your turn, man.
All right. So it's funny because DJ Linx just showed a bunch of 9/8s. I'm going to go to something that I've been collecting for a while, and these are going to be raw. And I've gone down the rabbit hole with this, so I'm just going to I'm going to about cut the stack in half. And then this is what I got. All right. So this is something that I've been doing lately is I've been buying coverless comics.
Cool.
Okay. So I have no idea where I got this. I don't even know what book this is. I'll tell you what it is. Because what I've been doing is I've just been buying them in lots if I see them. And, you know, if I like the X-Men coverless books. I like the Spider-Man coverless books and early stuff from the 60s, really the Silver Age stuff. So when I'm buying them in lots, I would go on eBay and it'd be like, 15 Marvel coverless comics. And if there were 2 or 3 that I want for a decent price, I would get it. So this was a book that definitely came in as collateral on it. This is Creatures on the Loose, published in 1971. It's a 15-cent comic book. It's a Dick Ayers cover, but other than what's on his cover, I don't even know what's in it. So
look at that splash page, man.
But that's why. Okay, so Chris, I'm glad you said this. The reason I got into coverless comics is because I've been listening to all these podcasts of people who have been around the greats. And one of the biggest things, and I don't know if you guys have heard me say this before, but the splash page to the artist and the editor at the time was as important as the cover, because Stan wanted the readers to not only buy it for the cover, but the minute you opened up that cover, you were like drawn into it, you know. And if you can see Stan Lee sitting there behind his desk telling, you know, a young Roy Thomas or, you know, a young artist, listen, son, when you open up that page, you've got to bring the readers in, you know what I mean, with that excitement. You've got to draw them right in, true believers. And, you know, maybe it's stuck. And that's why I started doing this. And it's so funny that, so it's 3:00 here, East Coast time. I was expecting a CGC delivery with a coverless comic in it that I sent out. So I've actually sent out 2 or 3 coverless books that are important to my collection to come back. I know they're going to come back no grade, but like I said, the CGC slab itself, for what I paid for it, is a great display. You know, it tells you what book it is. It tells you who the first appearance is, and it tells you. So whatever. I mean, for a coverless book, you know, and for me to send it, I'm into it for maybe $50 at best. I mean, you know, you spend so much money on other things, so why not do something that you enjoy? But this is a book that I don't even know. I would like to see what the real cover of this book is, you know. So maybe I'll look it up right now. So this is great. Creatures on the Loose, and let's see who worked on the inside. So, you know,
I 3 years ago, I almost bought a coverless giant size X-Men #1.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I should have done it because, of course, it was much cheaper than what it is now.
Of course.
But, you know, I think it's so. There's a comic book shop, too, that I went to somewhere in Massachusetts. I can't remember where it was. But they had a whole box just dedicated do coverless comic book covers, and I just thought that was super cool and neat, especially if it's a key. You know what I mean? It's like whatever, like okay, like. But I think I do have an appreciation for coverless comics. I don't own one yet, but
but you will. I mean, when you find one. So this is, I guess, maybe at the time Marvel was producing, wanting to publish the monster books and see what they could do with that. So
that's cool.
You can see that inside there with Fear and the monsters, and that was like a 25-cent square bound. So I can't really the details of who wrote this and who did it, but it's definitely Dick Ayers that I'm looking at.
That era of Marvel, those horror books that are all reprints, are very undervalued.
Yeah,
they have great covers. Like they're beautiful. I think it's a great place to park some money if you want for the future. I really do. Yeah, I love them.
Agreed. So, all right, Chris, your turn, man.
Oh yeah. Just grab it. Another Neil Adams cover.
Nice.
And a creature book too, no less.
Yeah, exactly. From the same era. So this is Marvel Spotlight issue 2. It's the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. It's a book I always wanted. This is a weird book. I bought it from my presser, who's I've known since I was 6 years old. Greg Gurr of Greg and Greg Pressing. You can see him on Facebook. Best pressers. Really, really happy with their work. This book, the reason why I bought it, I didn't think it would come back as high a grade because of look at all that ink from the distribution ink.
It's
crazy, man. Like it's just nuts. But apparently they don't really knock you too hard on that. So, and this book is gorgeous, and I think it would have got higher, but the staple popped a little bit here through the cover. But I love this cover because it's one of those comic book panel covers, and you don't see that very often. It's just a neat a book of its era, and I'm a huge fan of Werewolf by Night. I love Werewolf by Night. I love horror books generally, and with Blade coming and all that, I have a sneaking suspicion this is a character we're going to see more of in the live action world.
Nice.
So
werewolves are always cool. I prefer werewolves over vampires.
I'm with you on that.
Like I don't know. Like I never watched the Twilight movies, but if I was down with it, I'd be all about the werewolves.
Fuck like, Twilight, man. I
like I don't know. I just wasn't watching it, but I'm definitely all about the werewolves. The vampires could go.
Yeah.
So,
have you guys ever seen the werewolf movie with Anthony Hopkins?
No.
Wolf? No. Which one was that?
I can't remember it. I think it's just Wolfman.
Oh no, I've never seen that.
Oh, that's with Nicholson, isn't it? No.
Maybe. No.
Oh, no, with Benicio del Toro.
Yes.
Wolfman.
Yes, I do think I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
Oh,
I don't think any of us can remember it.
Oh, my God.
That must have been awesome.
That was early. That was probably mid-'80s, early '90s, probably. Early '90s, maybe.
I think it was only like 10 years ago.
Was it really?
Yeah. That's
I'm thinking of American Werewolf.
It was a
London.
reboot. Yeah. It was a reboot.
And the Howling? Oh, love it.
Yeah. I've been wanting to watch a Wolfman, like a sort of a werewolf movie lately. And
watch Silver Bullet.
All right, I'll check that one out.
Yeah, you'll love it, man. It's
awesome. A great movie. That was from the '80s, right, Chris?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that was good. We're dating ourselves, man. When we're saying that.
It scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want a slab?
Yeah,
a slabby. Let's do a slabby.
Slabby.
You know what? I think I know what this one is on top, and let's go on with the monster theme because I think this is totally what it is. Monster theme, baby. Talking about monsters, let's talk about the king of monsters. Come on, let's go. This is Godzilla #1, King of the Monsters. I just got this in the mail this week, and this is signed by Herb Trimp, one of the co-creators to Wolverine. And so this was a book that I really wanted to get this year, and I wanted a 9.8, but I ended up settling for this copy because it didn't cost me an arm and a leg. I definitely wanted to get a Herb Trimp signature in the comic book collection, not on a Hulk 181 because I couldn't afford that. Right. But Godzilla, I'll take it, man. My favorite monster. And this book is pretty important to me because I thought it was really funny when I was looking at the pictures on eBay that when it was signed on my birthday.
That's important. I think
that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
9/6. September 6th. So I was like, man, this is even more of a reason to buy this book. So, and I just want to also say too, we just reached the 30 views, guys. We did it. We got it. So
Nice.
we are adding these 4 extra books to the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you guys. 31. Boom. Thank you guys so
Nice.
much. We did it. We did it. So 4 extra books added to the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. If you want to check that video out and enter, there is a link to that video in this video's description. So go check it out.
DJ,
probably-
hold on. I'm Team Kong all day on that, but I want you to know that too.
What?
I don't know. That might be a divide right here, but
I'm gonna get banned. I'm gonna get banned.
Removed.
that's great. That's not the first time that's happened to me. On my own channel, no less.
Wow.
Get out of here. No Kong fans here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You know,
That
I'll tell
Godzilla
you.
#1 is the best. I gotta sort of interrupt, but I adore that book. Like
Yeah.
it's next to G.I. Joe 21. I think it might be my favorite cover from that era. It's so great.
Yeah,
It's
it is
great.
a really cool book. I forgot what I was also gonna mention. I think it was about Godzilla, but go ahead. I think you were about to say something too, Otto.
No, other than that was Godzilla growing up, with my God, the corniness of it. But I think the new trailer looks great. I'm all about this movie. Everybody's been talking about Mortal Kombat, but I'm like, I like the Godzilla, so
Oh yeah.
I think that's good. The Godzilla versus Kong, and I liked Skull Island too. Not to go off on a
That was a
tangent,
good one.
but I thought Skull Island was a good rendition of it. And when I was a kid with the old King Kong movie, there was like this giant octopus that came onto the island. It's probably why I don't like octopus to this day. Like I don't like watching videos about them. Like I don't like octopi in general. Like they just bug me out. But Kong kicked its ass. So
They taste good though.
yeah. Well, they do.
2 things, okay? So when I was a kid, I think the first time I watched Godzilla versus Kong, I think I was like 5, 6 years old. And when I saw Godzilla swim away from the fight of Kong, knowing that he lost, I was super pissed. All right, so like I've been waiting for this movie for the longest time, almost all my life, for this rematch. And number 2, Otto, I think your wife is from Portuguese descent, right?
She is absolutely right.
Does she cook octopus?
No, so this is very funny. So my wife is Portuguese. She's and so in Portugal there's the mainland and there's the islands, right? The
Yes.
islands are called the Azores. So my wife is from the islands,
Okay.
and her father was a fisherman, and when they came to this country, so this is a joke. This is a long-standing joke. If my wife hears me say this, I'm in a doghouse. And she doesn't care.
I love
So, one of the jokes, my wife doesn't eat seafood. Like
Oh, okay.
she doesn't eat seafood at all, so that puts me at a disadvantage. But when I say to our family or close friends, I say and I'm the lucky one that married the only Portuguese woman from the islands who doesn't eat seafood, and like the aunts and the family get a big kick out of it. They're like, "Oh, Everett, that's so funny," like ha ha ha. But she doesn't, so I don't, and so octopi is not something I even eat, although many Portuguese do, So
They do. They
Yeah.
do. That's kind of funny. I didn't know that. So that's
yeah.
it's that is a pretty good joke to have around the family, because if you're Portuguese and you don't eat seafood, they're
Right.
like,
Oh, trust
are
me.
you
like-
are you even Portuguese then?
Yes, on Christmas Eve, right? And that's the funny thing. Like sometimes the mainlanders, have a they have a bias towards the islanders, and they say that you're not Portuguese, and that's a whole other thing. So we won't talk about that. But anyway, yeah. So if she's watching this, I'm in the doghouse when I go upstairs, man.
All right, gentlemen, we're gonna do one more round. We're at 53 minutes. So DJ, why don't you show us your last book for What's That Comic Book?
All right. Same deal. Tell me when to stop.
No, I want to see a banger.
You want to see a banger?
I want to see a banger. This is the last round, dude. We gotta get out of here with a bang.
All right. Let me shut it down.
Shut it down.
Oh, another yellow label. Ooh.
Holy oh my god!
Oh man, with a remark, no less.
With a remark.
Yeah. So Iron Man 55, first appearance of Thanos, signed by who's it signed by?
Direct.
Signed and sketched by Joe Sinnott. And
Oh my god, a Joe Sinnott sketch.
And the remark is by Joe Sinnott.
Wow.
Get the front. Oh my god,
Holy
dude.
shit.
I'm a huge Joe Sinnott fan. That is amazing. God rest his soul, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
Can't stand.
This was like my grail, my graily grail. So I got this in January. So in the beginning of January.
Oh my god.
That's incredible.
We're all drooling right
You
now.
bought that this year, DJ?
Yeah.
So you didn't buy it during the Thanos hype, so I'm sure it settled down a little bit, but still, man, oh my god,
it's not a cheap book.
No,
So I've been wanting this for the longest, like legit. Like Thanos is my guy.
well, you got to put that back with your statue, man.
Yeah.
I know. So what happens is I'm waiting to get out this room. This room is a box, and then once I switch over to my other room, I'm gonna put all my slabs on display.
Gotcha. Okay, right on.
The
Holy
banger.
shit.
Listen, I want to say this, okay? Like, I'm not a professional comic book artist by any means, okay? But like, it is so hard to do remarks on comic books because you're doing it freehand, okay? Like you can't have a rough sketch. It's all freehand. So I like when I look at a remark, can I see the remark real close? Like, so when I see this Iron Man is so insanely clean, especially how it's a helmet. I have a hard time with metal symmetrical shapes, but it's just so awesome. Like, it's so well done. And I think people don't really understand that. Like, I think they take it for granted a little bit. Like, yeah, you're an artist, draw my book, but it's a freehand sketch.
Is it? I'm sorry. Is it triple signed? I'm stumbling over my words right now.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So triple signed. Joe Sinnott, Jim Starling, and Stan Lee.
Oh, Starling. That's the other signature. Okay, gotcha. You got to have Starling on that. That's great.
Crazy.
Oh my god, that guy. Whoever originally did that book put time into that, man. You know.
They weren't signed on the same day either. So Sinnott and Stan Lee signed it in 2016, and then Starling in 2016, but the month prior to them. So first appearance of Thanos, Mentor, Drax, Star Fox, Kronos, and the Blood Brothers.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you, dude. I'm not the hugest Thanos fan or an Iron Man fan, but I would if that book ever went up for sale, I would try to go for it.
Yeah. Look at Chris. Chris is just.
No, don't tell me where you live because I might come and kill you. That's an incredible book, man.
That is an incredible book, man. Wow.
See, aren't you happy I tell you to end it with a banger? You're like, yeah randomly pick. No, let's do that, man. See, that was totally worth it right there.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right, Otto.
All right. So I brought this book out because we were going to show last night on part of 3 Men in a Basement. We were going to talk about our second favorite book. So for me, it's like my 1 and 1A. That's the only way. When it comes to lists, what's your top 10? It's always usually a top 11 because I have a 1 and a 1A. So this book is my 1 or 1A, whichever one you want. I have a story behind it, and it means a lot to me. And hopefully, my kids, when I'm long gone, can use it to do something with the money. Because I'll tell you what it started with. So this is the 1 or 1A grail of my collection. This is my Hulk 181.
Wow.
It's a 9.2. It's one of the older labels. And it's something that means a lot to me. So you guys know that I like to pair things up. So I went and I bought this little ridiculous to go with it. And then I reached out to my guys at Slab Stands, and I had to make the slab stand for it. So
those guys are good.
So I've got the display. And Wolverine is my Wolverine is probably my favorite villain. I grew up a Batman fan, but in the 80s, I really thought Wolverine was just such a badass because he's just his attitude, his bones, his healing factor, his claws. So, this is a book that I keep in my possession. I'll probably die with it. Well, I won't die with it, but my kids know. So I have 3 kids. And I have the rule of 5 in my house. And the rule of 5 is, and I've been telling, my oldest is 16, and I've been telling him this since he was probably 8 or 9 till he was old enough to understand it. Because that's probably when I got back into comic books heavily. And so I'll tell you that, and I'll tell you how I purchased it because I couldn't afford this book for any other reason. But we have the rule of 5. So mommy loves daddy more than anything. You can't try to divide the wedge and try to play both parents like every kid does. So mommy loves daddy more than anything. We just lost our host. We just lost Kevin.
That's okay. Keep going.
Yeah. So that's rule 1. Rule 2, 3, and 4 is I love each of my 3 kids equally. My daughter likes to think that I love her more. They try to play that card, but I love them equally, and I want them to know that. Yeah. And the last rule is because daddy's not going to be on this planet forever. They have to realize that. I'm going to pass on to the afterlife and become a floating spirit. And if And the rule is if they ever sell, yeah, you got bugged from your own show.
I don't know what happened, dude.
Yeah.
Like the viewers weren't happy. I got the cane.
That 181. That 181 knocked you off your ass.
It did.
Right.
I was just like,
So the story was, and the fifth rule is if they ever have to sell my comic books, well, when Daddy's gone, these books are an investment, right? They know that, and they'll have a pretty good idea of it as they get older. If they ever sell the books for a reason that's not voted on, and an important reason, like there's something that happens in the family, somebody needs a new car, something like this, all three of them have to vote to sell my grails. And if they don't, I am going to come back from the grave and haunt them every day possible, right? And I have drilled in their head that because I do believe in afterlife, I believe in spirits and stuff like that. So I'm going to come back and haunt them. So that's the story behind that book. Now, why the book is important to me is I lost my father 5 years ago. Okay. My father was a great man. He lived a good life. He put myself, my brother, and my non-biological brother. He gave us great lives. He helped us with college. He left us with no student loans. But as he got older, he took out one of these things called a reverse mortgage. Now, a reverse mortgage is something that keeps elderly people in their house by taking the equity out of their homes. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when my father left, unfortunately, when he left this earth, financially, he didn't have much, but that was okay because he got to live and pass in his house, which was his dying wish, and that was very important. So after you settle the estates and you do all this, and me and my brother divvy up the peanuts that's left, you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, it was probably $10,000 of actually equity after everybody took their cut. But again, my father lived a good life and he got to pass in his house, not an old folks home, because just like I told my parents this, or I told my kids, I told them, my father at a young age said, don't ever put me in a home. If you ever put me in a home, I'm going to come back and haunt you. So my brother, my two brothers, and I respected that. And we did what we could to keep my father in his house. But with reverse mortgage, there was nothing left. And I had $5,000. And I always wanted a Wolverine book. And I said, well, what am I going to do? Take, $1,250 and give them each to my kids and hope that in 20 years they have, $2,000, maybe $3,000. Yeah. So I looked. And I wanted a Hulk 181, and I was watching trends, and I was watching the popularity go up. And this was, like I said, 5 years ago. And I probably paid, honest to God, guys, I paid $3,000 for this book, which is a lot of money to anybody.
At that time, that's how much that book was like.
Right. It was a $3,000 book. And I said, okay, I'm going to buy it. And they know that it's an investment. And the other $2,000 we use for the house, but that's nobody's, whatever. But now I'm just watching this book just blow up. Yeah. Just blow up and blow up and blow up. And, I think about cracking it and pressing it and seeing if it comes back at 9.4 or 9.6, but I'll leave well enough alone. And, I'm going to be 50 this year. Hopefully I live another 30 years, maybe 35 years. And if this book is still around, maybe it's, an AF-15 for them, and maybe it hits that. So this book means a lot to me. It means a lot to my father. It means a lot to my kids. So that's it. That's all I got to say, guys.
I got to say two things about that. That's a beautiful story, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very personal. Thank you.
I lost my mom last year in very similar circumstances.
Yeah.
But B, that's the AF-15 of the Bronze Age.
Really good point. Good point.
It is the number one book and will always be the number one book of the 70s. And you couldn't have put your money in a better place.
Yeah, often do that, you guys.
Yeah. Oh, I think we all can agree to that ourselves. But that's the book I'm going after this year.
Yeah.
For sure.
You don't have one, Chris?
No, I don't. I don't have it. Well, I'm definitely not going to be getting a 9.2. I'll tell you. It'd be probably a 7.5. Is right. That's my grade. That's my linear grade. So,
that's a good grade for that.
I bought mine for my 29th birthday, and so again with my Godzilla book being signed on my birthday 9.6. I picked up my Hulk 181 and it's graded at a 6. So I thought that's kind of cool. It's a green label, but it's one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
That book's exploded this year.
Yeah. And you've got to think in 30 years Wolverine's going to get recast, and
in the next couple of years.
Right. And it's going to get recast, and whatever they do with him, even if they made the worst possible actor ever, it's still Wolverine. So it's going to go.
Also, here's another angle to it. Back in Otto and I would know this because we're old and dusty. But in the 80s, I would say Wolverine was debatably bigger than Spider-Man for a while. Like he was the biggest deal. He was Marvel Comics.
Yeah,
to me. Him and the Punisher actually, and And now it's like, since the movies didn't, they're not that great anymore, and blah blah blah. He's kind of forgotten a little bit in the big scope of things in pop culture. The second he hits again, I really believe he could be bigger than Spider-Man. Like, and that book will be that iconic. Yeah, and people say, "Oh, it's so expensive right now." I don't think we.
Yeah, just wait. Just wait. Right.
Yeah.
Just wait. I saw an AF-15 a 0.5, and when I see those books, I like to play a little sick game in my head. I say, well, how much is that? How much is that?
I do too. I do too.
Because you want to see. Well, one thing you want to see if you're on point with what you think, if you're on market value, right? If you have a good eye and stuff like that. But I said, when I saw this, I said, this is a book. This is about 10K right there at a 0.5.
Yeah.
And sure, it was right under. It was like, 9,995.
Did you see that on Instagram, Otto?
I did. That's exactly the one I saw.
That's the one I saw today.
Yep.
The funny thing is, when I first started getting back into collecting heavily, right, I went to my first con. It's been a long time. And, I saw a 0.5 on the rack, and I remember asking that guy, like, that's got to be like a $7,000 book right there. He's like, you hit the nail right on the head. It's $7,000 even. Right. And look how much. So now that book is up $2,000 now. You know what I mean? So now we're looking at a $9,000 book, and it's just going to keep climbing.
Yeah, right. Exactly, man. Yeah. So
wow.
Nice.
And that's why we all tell our wives this is an investment.
Facts.
That's how we sugarcoat how we can buy these books, right? It's an investment, babe. When we get old,
don't worry.
Sell this. Don't worry about it. And they don't know. All right, Chris, you wanna show us your last book for the night?
Thanks for showing off such massive books before me, and I really appreciate that. Let me see. I was going to show off this, which is I didn't bring any giant books out, so this is the First Appearance of Hercules.
Yeah,
Hercules.
Exactly. But I have 3 more coming back from CGC next week.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I years ago I was I liked Hercules. I was big into the Bob Layton miniseries back in the 80s.
I loved it. Classic cover.
So great. And I've forgot about him until about 5 or 6 years ago. And I started buying his first appearances because I could find mid grades for like $5. Like they were just everywhere. And so I grabbed a whole bunch of them. And I truly believe that this guy is going to be a big deal in the MCU at some point. I really
believe big deal, like Thor, big deal.
Yeah, Thor. Yeah, he's going to be brought into the Thor universe, and
But I'm saying, do you think like he'll be as equally as popular as Thor would be if they do him right?
I don't think he'll ever be that big of a deal. If he was, that's incredible. I'd be very happy with that. But no, I think he's going to be just a really cool ass character. Nice. I don't even know if he'll get his own series on Disney or anything like that. But like, I'm just a huge Thor guy. And anyway, this is my 6-0. And I have more coming back next week, which you'll see soon. So, which by the way, I should have brought some more bangers out.
I'm cool with what you brought out. Quick question though, throughout this whole stream, have we even showed a single DC book?
Yeah, I did.
That's right. You had Green Lantern.
Right.
Here, check this out for a DC book.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
A mask supplement.
Yeah.
9.8. I dare you to get one of these.
A double dog dare you. I was actually thinking, I was like, did we show a DC? And then, so I thought about maybe ending my round with a DC book, and I think that's what we're going to do.
Nice.
Cool. So here we go. We'll do a... Should I do a DC slab, or do you want to see a DC key in the raw box?
A banger.
Banger.
Yeah.
The bigger the better.
That doesn't really answer my question. Because the slab is slab? All right. Yeah, I totally knew my wife picked out like all the newer books that I just bought. All right, here we go. First appearance of Bane.
I love it. Love it.
Graded at 9.6. I just picked this up from Comic Head 84. If you guys aren't checking him out,
he's great.
He's a neighbor of mine. He's like literally like the next city over, so I can see him whenever. He's pretty close. But this was a book off of the 2021 wish list. I initially wanted to get a 9.8, but he gave me a really good deal on this book and an Uncanny X-Men number 266, like a package deal,
Nice.
which was also a grade lower than what I was going for. But I was like, man, for that price, like I can't pass it up. It's just one grade below. Like, who cares? It's just about, yeah, the book is still a high grade for me, both books, and so I was like, who cares? The price is right. Let's just have it. I am going to send this one off back to CGC. We got a couple of cracks on the case. That's a nasty one. But yeah, going to send this one off to CGC to get a reholder and or maybe even a resubmit, because this book is like, I don't see what's making it the 9.6. Like the
resubmit.
I think I might go for it, to be honest, because
it works.
I think this thing is a 9.8 all day. Like, this book is super clean. I know a 9.6 is super clean as well, but
Right.
I mean, this thing is like pretty pristine. Like,
What's a 9.8 go for?
A 9.8 right now is going for about $450.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
And what would you say that's somewhere around 2.5? You're 9.6.
9.6. Yeah, I think like a fair price right now is about 2.
2. Yeah. Okay.
I think if I split the package deal with what I got with this and Uncanny X-Men, I think I got this thing for like about 150, 160.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Good move.
Yeah, so
That's a great cover.
I mean, I can't complain, and of course, Bane being one of my favorite Batman villains, and you know, it's also really close to when I was born. Like, it's kind of crazy how time flies. So that's what I ended. That's what I'm going to end the round with is Vengeance of Bane #1. So. Very cool, guys. Hey, thank you so much for joining me on today's show.
Thank you, man.
It was super fun. I really like this whole what's that comic book idea, because like I said, it's just hanging out with the people in the community. I wanted to get more involved with getting people on the channel, because there's been so many times where I'm like, hey, I want to get you on the channel, and I can't because, you know, I only record at the studio. You know what I mean? So this is a good time where it's just like a clean slate. Anybody can join. So if anybody's watching right now, and if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to join me on Saturday for What's That Comic Book, you can shoot me a message on Instagram at KarateKevin67, or you can email the show at superpowerreview9@gmail.com. But guys, thank you so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it.
This was awesome.
Nice. Thank you, man. It was my pleasure, man. You know,
I could do this every week. This is like
every day, man. Every day I talk about it. I do talk about it every day. I know. My kids, nobody listens. That's why I got to come out here. You know.
Yeah, me too. That's
you guys are more than welcome to come back at any time. So
awesome.
You know,
I'm definitely going to take you up on that. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You guys are more than welcome. And guys, remember, if you guys are watching, be sure to subscribe to my guests' channels. They have I have their links to the channels down below in this video's description. But let's take a quick minute and let's talk about what you guys got going on your channel. So DJ, what do you got going on, man?
Yeah, thanks, Kev. Well, what we are focusing on right now is that road to 1K. So we just passed the 900 sub mark. We're at like 920-ish. So we're headed on that road to 1K. Once we hit 1,000, we're gonna have that giveaway, a live giveaway. We have a ton of prizes, too many to list. I know off top hand, we got 5 slabs, some other stuff in the works, an original art piece. We're giving away a lot of stuff. So definitely you want to sub up the channel, check out the content. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally do. You know what I mean? No, man, you put out some really, you put out great content, and, not to like blow up your head or anything, but when I first saw your videos, like, this guy needs more love and attention for sure.
That's it, man. I watched the $800 mystery box you bought.
Oh, that was insane.
Oh my God.
That was crazy.
I almost cried.
Yeah, man, for sure, man.
I would have cried too, dude.
Yeah,
I was crying for you. I was like, it's
I was having a day that day. It was just like so many things going on, and then hitting that book, I was just like, no, and it's encapsulating.
I gotta watch this.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Totally watch it.
It's good.
Where's Remy? Awesome. Remy, drop the link in the chat. You're slacking. So, Chris, what do you got going on your channel, buddy? And before you start, I just want to say thank you for that awesome shout out the other day too.
Oh, hey, man, I love your channel, man. It's I love that you have a studio too. I don't know the situation.
I don't own the studio, but I
get to use it.
I just get to borrow it once in a while.
That's great.
That's great.
Fun. No, you're fun. Your enthusiasm is it's infectious, man. I love watching it. You make it fun. So, but I don't know. I to be honest, I haven't really been on my channel that much lately. I've been working so much. I work in film, and I've just been on so many different TV shows and features at the same time. And Like I worked till like 5 a.m. last night and woke up about 20 minutes before this thing started.
Nice.
So, yeah.
What time is it right now in Vancouver, Chris?
Sorry?
Is it, or what time is it right now? Are you
Right now it's 1 o'clock.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah. So like
Nice.
3 hours ahead of you.
Yeah.
But my channel, next week I have some CGC books coming. Otto and Roger and I think Dave are going to join me for half of the box to show off some Silver Age bangers, and then Newbie Comics and Kevin I think are going to do the second part of it.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do. So that's the plan anyway. I'm just waiting for the box to hit, and then I have a whole.
Hold on, Chris. Do you know the minute we get off, my CGC box is going to be at my mailbox, my steps right now? Like the minute we get off, the minute we're like deuces, you know. So
no, I have a CGC box hitting today too, but it's all mechanical errors that are coming back to me. So nothing crazy, but I have a whole pile of boxes coming over the next couple months, like every 2 weeks for a while.
Wow.
And
Nice.
I've been investing into that pretty heavily. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of that. So I'm a big fan of CGC unboxings.
Let me know when you're doing that, and I'll definitely
for sure.
jump on. Yeah,
I'll probably know like on Monday. I think they get shipped out on Monday. So
all right, cool.
They've been sitting in grading for a couple of days now. So
All right, cool. Otto, what's going on Three Men in the Basement?
yeah, 3 men. These 3 men are busy, man. We we do have a subscriber giveaway too. We're on the road to we're gonna hit 2,500 pretty soon. So check that video out. In that video, please comment in the comments #3MIB and 1 or 2 things that you like about the channel, because that helps us drive our content. Roger's got the Cranky Canadian coming on this Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Wednesday night, I have the owner of a local Comic Con coming on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock to talk about his show. That's going to be happening in Everett. Actually, it's happening in Everett, New Hampshire, of all places, which is pretty ironic. And that's about it. And hopefully, maybe I'll do a couple pre-made videos. I've got some ideas about all the CGC 5 books, and I've got some CGC stuff coming in. But as always, comment, subscribe, like the video, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. Not that I care, it's our channel, but whatever. I took that from Chris, because Chris one time said it's my channel, I can do whatever the F I want, which was very funny, and I like to say that. But it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I'm glad we got to spend Saturday afternoon together, man. And you guys have definitely all showed some great books, man. And thank you for all those stories. So just flattered to be here, man. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Cool. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for today's live stream. What's that comic book? Again, if you haven't smashed that like button, please do so on your way out. If you guys are new here to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to show your support and to get notified for those future live streams and content that I put out. And also, don't forget to check out my 2,000 subscriber giveaway if you haven't yet. Let's show off that giveaway one more time. We're giving away the Spawn #1 CGC graded at a 9.4. I added 4 books since you guys helped my friend Jason Parker. And since this live stream reached 30 views today, we are giving away these books right here. So that's being added to the giveaway. Bam. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching yet again. Make sure you guys check us out next week for What's That Comic Book. Don't know who I'm going to have on yet, but I'll figure it out. So until next time, I'm Kevin Vidini for Superpower Review, and I'll see you guys later.
Peace.